So here's a short story which backs up the expression no good deed goes unpunished, as well as pointing out how if you have a loved one or good friend who is being cheated on by their boyfriend, husband, whatever, you got to tell them. No matter what the consequences are, whatever hornet's nest it stirs up, you got to tell them because otherwise it's just not fair to them in spite of what may happen or the consequences towards people having resentment towards you. Titled, Am I the a-hole for telling my brother his son isn't his after overhearing my sister-in-law's affair? And a shout out to Boro for sending me the story. She says, I, a 33-year-old female, never thought I'd be one to destroy my brother's marriage. He's 35, by the way. A few weeks ago, I overheard something I wish I had not, and now everything has blown up, and I'm not sure if I'm the a-hole for what I did. My brother-in-law has been married to Anna, a 30-year-old female, for 5 years, and they have a 3-year-old son, Ben. My brother absolutely adores that kid. He's the type of dad who's always there, changing diapers, taking him to the park, all that stuff. But I've always had this weird feeling about Sarah, like she was always a little too distant. I don't know how to explain it, but I always got this vibe from her and something wasn't right. Well, I wish, too bad this sister here didn't inform the guy early on about this, because obviously her vibe was right. Men can sense things about other men that a lot of women don't sense or don't want to sense. And women can sense things about other women that men either deliberately ignore or don't really get. Anyway, about a month ago, I was at their house to drop off some things for Ben. My brother wasn't home, but Anna was there. I was hanging out with my nephew and when I overheard Anna on the phone in the kitchen. At first, I wasn't even really listening until I heard her say, I can't let him find out that Ben isn't his. He'd never forgive me. Same wife that she has suspicions about. I literally froze in place. I thought maybe I had heard it wrong, but she kept talking, saying something like, I know it's hard, but you knew this would be a risk when we got involved. It turns out she was talking to a guy from her work, Mark, who she's been sleeping with for like 4 years. 4 freaking years, and the kid is his. This poor brother here. And the kicker is, Ben isn't even my brother's kid, he's Mark's kid. Well, you were right about his wife. I was shaking and I felt sick. I left before I could see, before she could see I heard anything and drove home in a total panic. I had no idea what to do. I spent days debating whether or not to tell my brother. I mean, how do you tell someone that their kid really isn't theirs? But I also couldn't just sit back and let him live this lie. She's in a tough situation. I mean, who wants to deliver horrible news like that? Number one, wife's cheating on you. Number two, that kid isn't yours. Nobody wants to deliver that, but she has to. After a few sleepless nights and talking with some friends, I decided I had to tell him. He deserved to know the truth, so I asked him to meet me up for coffee and told him everything. He didn't believe me at first, but when I told him exactly what I heard, he went white. He went home and confronted Anna the same night, and it turned into a huge blow-up. I bet it did. This poor guy. Long story short, they're getting a divorce. Well, of course. He's heartbroken, and on top of everything, he did a DNA test, and it confirmed that Ben isn't his. That is terrible. 3 years, this kid is his pride and joy, and he finds out that his boy isn't his. And you know who suffers the most in this whole situation? The kid. Because of what mom did, and the kid's innocent. And this guy has a right to handle the situation as he sees fit, but, and no one can blame either way, whatever course of action he does. Now his whole world is upside down. He still loves Ben, but everything is different, and I can see the pain every time that he looks at him. The thing is, now some of my family's mad at me. They think I should have stayed out of it, and it wasn't my place to get involved, especially with Ben being so young. I tell his family members to go fuck themselves. They say that I broke up a family, and that my brother would have been better off not knowing. No. The one that broke up the family was his cheating piece of crap wife. But it's easier for these jackasses to put the blame on the sister here because, and I'm willing to bet you either these members are giving shit or cheaters themselves, think about it, or they don't like that their world has now been disrupted because they're used to her brother here and his wife and the kid and seeing them for barbecues and Christmas time and Easter or whatever the hell they celebrate. things like that. And now everything is disrupted. And so now their lives have been affected. So it's better just to keep it quiet, and so they can enjoy their lives. They're selfish assholes. Fuck them. But I just couldn't live with myself letting him raise a child that wasn't his, especially when Anna was keeping it a secret. Now I'm questioning if I did the right thing. My brother's devastated, Ben's life is going to be affected, and my relationship with Anna is obviously ruined. So am I the a-hole for telling my brother the truth, basically blowing up his whole life? Or should I keep quiet and let things play out on their own? No, you're not the a-hole. And I'm sorry this happened to you, but your family are a bunch of a-holes. Anna, cheating Anna, is an a-hole. Well, who cares how your relationship with Anna going forward, because she's a C-U-N-T. But your brother needs you. You are a good sister. You need to support him, let him know you have his back no matter what. Tell those family members to go fuck themselves and suck something as well while they're at it. And be there for him. But so any guys out there that sadly find out something about this, about somebody you care about, they got to know. Even though it just rips their heart out and stomps it into oblivion, you got to tell them. But there are selfish people out there that will do that. So guys, again, no good deed goes unpunished for this girl here. And also for the relationship, guys, you got to pay attention. I'm sure there were probably signs, but he was so, with the kid that he didn't, imagine finding that out, that your kid isn't yours. Now a couple comments before I wrap this up. One guy says, massively not the a-hole. In fact, you're a total hero. You protected your brother over and above everything and did what was right for him. Anyone saying you should have said nothing is a woman who knows how much this goes on. The family, I suspect none of those who said keep it quiet were men. And what kind of family thinks so little of your brother that they see him disrespected, manipulated, and destroyed in the longer term? He would find out, and every day he was deceived was a day lost for his happiness. He may love the child, and he can still love him, but not as his biological father. There's a difference. Be proud of yourself. We are. Yeah, exactly. Another one. Not the a-hole. You're not the a-hole for telling your brother the truth, especially considering the circumstances. While it's painful revelation that has significant consequences, your brother deserved to know the truth about his kid. It's understandable that your family may feel upset about the fallout, but keeping such a secret would have been a betrayal in its own right. You act out of a sense of integrity and love for your bro, prioritizing his right to make informed decisions about his life and relationships. The situation is undoubtedly tragic for everyone involved, but what you did was right, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I agree. Another one. I think this is the last one. Not the evil. Not the a-hole. The evil shit that people do to others that they supposedly love never ceases to amaze me. And I'm talking about Ben here. That kid did nothing wrong, but he's the biggest victim in this story. This is a life-altering for him at a very young developmental age. It will leave some nasty scars emotionally. All right. I feel bad for the kid. OP, you had the right to tell your brother. There are some things that once you hear, you cannot take them back or be ignored. You did the right thing for your brother. He deserved to know. What he does with the info is up to him. Cheers. I agree. Well, he's been married 5 years. He's been cheating for 4. That's what the girl gathered from the conversation. This wife's probably been cheating on him the whole time. Saw not a good guy. Okay, he's marriage material, but I'll keep having my fun with Mark, whatever the fuck her affair partner's name is on the side. And this would have continued, guaranteed. And if they had another kid, it'd probably be some other guy's kid. So the girl in this story, she's a hero here, good for her. And I hope she's there for her brother until the rest of the family members are giving her a hard time to go F themselves. That's what I think.